What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's a beautiful project. This is a new mod coming soon to the Steam Workshop from Payne. This is the not Chevrolet, this is the GMC S15, but we've gone for the Prerunner, this big off-road beast. We're going to be taking on the wonderful gravel track today. Will it be able to beat the Subaru Impreza in the top spot? This is going to be our 5th entry for our beautiful gravel track lap times. We're finally going to get this board full, although we do need a slightly better name for the gravel track lap times. You know, it's not quite as good as the speeder board, is it? So if you've got any suggestions for that one, do let me know in the comments below. But let's get back into this beautiful Prerunner truck. We got it from the auction house. It's in terrible condition. I mean, honestly, it's not that bad. The frame is in terrible condition. Everything else is kind of all right. We can deal with that. It's not too bad at all. But did I get a good deal? I absolutely did. 14,113 is what I paid. And I could sell it for 14,920, making a profit of 807. Should we just sell the car now and end the video nice and easy? No. We're not going to do that. We're going to take the V8 overhead valve CGM engine. We could swap it to the supercharged, but I'm not going to for one reason. Supercharged engine's a lot bigger, and if we go around to this side where there's a little bit more room, I think if we add the supercharger on top, it might not fit in there as well. So we won't be swapping it to the supercharged one. We are going to keep it with the V8 overhead valve CGM. It's got 455 factory horsepower. By the time we put all the performance parts on it, it's going to be pretty epic anyway. This one's going to be a little bit insane, and I can't wait to get stuck into this one. So let's get it over to the car wash, and let's get this beast cleaned up. Here we are then in the car wash with our beautiful Prerunner. Let's get it all cleaned. Very dusty and dirty, this truck, which you would imagine for a big off-roader. What colour is it? It is red. It does look very good in red, but not what we're going to stick with today. I've got an idea for this one. I'm hoping it's going to look pretty good. There are no livery. Well, there are some liveries included with this, but not for this particular vehicle. The liveries are for the other vehicles. It doesn't even show up on this one. So there we go. Let's get the interior done. Let's get this beast back onto the lifter. Get that V8 ripped out of there and start stripping everything else down. Prerunners in the air. Let's get underneath and check for that oil pan. It is there. And that front drive axle does massively clip through. Guess it's just one of those things, but there we go. Let's get underneath and get all of that oil drained out first. There we go. And it's filthy, but you can imagine that from an off-roader. They don't really look after these too well, unless it's a full race, then in which case it would be very well looked after. But let's jump underneath and see what we need to grab out of here. Don't think we realistically need to grab much from the front, but we will need this main drive axle out of here, or drive shaft. So out you come, and let's get you off the rear axle. There we go. Nice and simple. What else are we going to need to do from up here? Definitely these front exhaust sections. Do we have the starter? We do. Tucked around the side there. Nice and simple. And then let's grab this gearbox out of here. We shouldn't need to grab any of this front axle stuff, though it does clip just a little bit. But we can live with that. It's not too bad. We shouldn't need to grab any of that to pull that engine out. So let's just get it back down and give it a go. Ripping that engine out of there. Down you come. Let's go and grab the little crane lifter. Out with crane lifter, engine lifter, engine crane. That's what we should call it, not crane lifter. There we go. But let's pull the engine out. Nice and easy. That is what we like. Get you put away, and let's see what we've got going on inside the engine bay here then. So we do have an air filter at the front here with a power steering reservoir, the battery coolant reservoir, ECU type A. Then we've got the ABS pumper module, wishy-washy reservoir, brake servo, and our cheeky little fuse box. Let's grab you out. Are we missing anything? It doesn't look like it at all there. There is a radiator and fan housing kit up the back in the rear section there. So we definitely need to sort that one out a little bit later. And the fuel tank and fuel pump are right in the middle. Nice and simple. Let's get some liquids drained. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All need liquids taken out of them. So to do that, right-click, additional tools, drain tool. Click on hold on the container, and it'll drain everything out. We're going to get the rest of this all stripped out now. When we come back, it'll be time to work on the Prerunner's bodywork. Find out what we've got going on there. That's everything for the Prerunner. Repaired, replaced, or upgraded. Now we just need to start sorting out all of this bodywork so we can get this one into the paint shop. So let's start tearing it down. Those front fenders connect to the rear fenders. Liking that. Makes my job a little bit easier. The Chevrolet front end that will definitely not be going back on. We're going to go for a GMC or a blank one if we can. Anything else there apart? Doesn't look like it. Out with that windshield. That's not a part. That's not a part. Off with the door there. Then we've got the body window. Is this piece apart? Anything around here? No, 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 no. Tail lights, that rear bumper, off you come. Tail light as well. Are the wheels apart? No, they're all part of the frame. Literally all part of the frame. That's fine. Out with that window there. Oh, we got a left door. Let's get you out there. Then we got the main door. And I think that should be just about everything. I can't see anything else for the moment. We'll come back to that in a second. But let's get this interior out with these seats. Not a big fan of them. They probably won't be going back in. That steering wheel, maybe. It looks quite good on there. That was the Reptilia R2 steering wheel. But there we go. Did we get everything? Let's have a look. 1% on there. That is also low now. It is unbelievable. Did we get everything, though? No, we're missing a car part 1 or whatever that may be. So I need to figure that out, and I'll be back in a second. I did have to go into the shop to figure out what car part 1 was, and it is this part in the center console, just there, looking pretty good. There we go. That should definitely be all of that sorted now. Nothing on there. Still 1% on there. The frame's at 3%. And I bought it for just over 14,000. What do we reckon for this one today? I've been quite off on these recently, so I'm going to go quite low. I'm going to go 600. 500. Not far off, but there we go. Still wrong. Let's check out the body shop for the beautiful GMC. There's the car part 1 with the center console. Now, obviously, for the other ones, a pickup truck, got a roll cage to add or a normal roll cage to add for the SUV. Obviously, the one we're working on already has a kind of built-in roll cage, so it doesn't need that. Just needs that center console part. Then we got the front bumpers. Obviously, we're on the Prerunner. We'll be going for that beautiful Prerunner front bumper. As for the front ends, we're using front bumper F. These all say bumpers F, G, and H to use them with. So we're thinking we're going to go for the J bumper. It looks like it can take some color, and it's got no badging on it, because I don't want either of these two with the Chevrolet badge on, because it's a GMC. It's not a Chevrolet. Anybody know why it's got a Chevrolet and a GMC badge? Do let me know in the comments below. But let's move on. All of the doors, multiple different options for different variations. We're obviously on the Prerunner, so that's what we'll be using. Then we've got the front fenders. Again, Prerunner, all nicely listed for what you need. The normal ones, Typhoon, Cyclone, or the Prerunner. There's a few other models in there, but they just use the normal one. More doors, more fenders. Just the one hood for this one today. There we go. For the body windows, the Prerunner's got its own little cutout, so that needs a specific window. Headlights, I believe we can just pick whichever we like. And the mirrors need that Prerunner mirror, although I'm sure that's not what I took off of it. I think I took one of these off of it, but there we go. We'll be putting them ones back on because they look quite mean. As for the tail lights, these to go on pickup trucks, these to go on SUVs, so we can pick either one of these two, whichever we like. This one could be body colored, I'm assuming, but I quite like the blackness of that. Rear bumper, obviously, we're going for the Prerunner because we've got the Prerunner on there. As we go a bit further back, now we got rear clamshells. Ours is built in, so we don't need to really worry about any of these. As you see, these are all for pickups only. The rear clamshell, which I'm assuming is the rear door, we will need that one for the SUV version, I believe. I'm not 100% on that. Fuel door, or the rear left door, that is for the SUV only. Then we've got the Prerunner version for the window there. Looking pretty good. The rear window is not going to be on ours? I don't know. Yeah, well, it's not on ours because it's open, isn't it? There we go. Then we got more lights, more mirrors, more tail lights, and then some trunk sections. There we go. SUV only. That one, I'm assuming, has a spoiler on it. Then we got the trunk window for the SUV only, and then a windshield. Nice and simple. Let's get this little beast all back together, then put it into the paint shop and see what we're going to do with it today. Let's start getting this beautiful little Prerunner all back together then. We're going to start with the front end. I did go for front end J, like I said I was going to. Currently sits in a black. We may be changing that colour a little bit later on. Obviously, when we go into the paint shop, it will change anyway. But I might change it black. Black? Back to black. There we go. On with the hood, which is just the one of. Then we've got the Prerunner fenders, both front and back on there, looking very nice. Headlights we went with today are the headlights C. The ones that came on it, I just repaired them and put them back. Thought they looked very nice. Then we got the front bumper, that big old bash bar on there, looking very good. In with the windshield before we put the doors in. Let's get that center console in before I can't do it. Then in with the Prerunner doors. Normal window, and as you can see, swap the mirrors to the Prerunner mirrors. They look very good on there. And obviously the Prerunner rear windows on there with the filters, with the vents going in to where the air filter will go a little bit later on. Then we got the fuel door, or the rear left door as it is on there. Tail lights in you go, the SUV only with the black trim, looking nice. And obviously that big old bash bumper at the back there. And then the tail light on the other side. In with the body window, in with the other door. Let's get the window in and the mirror in just there. And that should be everything for that one. I was wrong. We don't need the rear door or the rear window because it's all open, so we can easily access our beautiful spare wheels on there. But let's get the license plates in. I went for my VM ones and an abbreviated version of Prerunner because this is a Prerunner. Let's get on the front. In you go. And then let's just chuck this interior in. I have changed it. And then we'll check and see if we have got everything. So for the front seats, I went with seats 10 at lever A. They're going to be dark, but I'm hoping I can add a splash colour on the little cushion bit just up there. I think that might look quite good. And for the steering wheel, we did swap that one out to steering wheel 7. I just quite like how it looks in there. I think it looks pretty good. There we go. Is that everything, though? 100%, 100%, 100%. It definitely is. Let's get this one into the paint shop. So this is what we've gone for the Prerunner. Looking very, very good. Obviously, you're noticing the blue mirrors on there and the bit of blue cushions on the seats. Looking very good. Quite pleased with them. I think blue's probably going to be the only colour we're going to splash. And black as well, obviously. We've done that front end in a lovely little black. Plus the bumpers are all black. The roll cage is all black. A lot of the interior's black. Obviously, the seats were already black. We just added a little bit of blue. And I did change the steering wheel to mostly black on there as well. As you look around, all the roll cage and everything like that's in black. So I think we're going to match a bit of this silver, a bit of this blue and black. And it's going to be the colours we're going to go for today. Fingers crossed. Anyway, silver's are quite a hard colour to work with in this one. This does have a splash of yellow in it as well, just for good measure. Just to make it look just a little bit more interesting, in my opinion. The engine bay is almost a white in there because it's such a matte finish on the inside of the components. So that'll be fun to play around with and see what sort of colours we can come up with for that beautiful engine. I think most of the underside for this one, I'm probably going to black out, sort of matching in with that pre-blacked out frame rails and suspension bar and support stuff we've got all going in there, and that beautiful roll cage as well. So that's the plan. Let's see how well it works out. Let's get this beast back on the lifter. Let's start getting it all back together. That's everything painted, ready to go back on our Prerunner. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of body coloured on the underside, a little bit of black, and just a tiny, tiny splash of that blue. And the reason I'm mentioning it now is because you can see it on the shocks. We've got black shocks, lovely metallic blue springs, and black caps on there. Very dark in this corner, so you can't really see them. But once we get them on the car, hopefully they'll be a little bit more visible. So let's get it started. That front suspension crossmember is in the body colour on there. The front knuckle is also in the body colour. And so are the upper and lower suspension arms, all in a matching colour on this one today, which are very similar, if not an exact match, to that beautiful, beautiful bodywork we've got on this car here today. So then we've got the steering rack. That's in a black. We swing around to the front. The sway bar is the first actual piece of blue going in. Looking quite nice. Along with the sway bar end link as well. We thought we'd keep both of them in blue. Looking good. The shock itself, we've already seen it. So let's get it in that black and blue combo on there. And then we've got the inner tie rod in a blue and the outer tie rod in a blue as well. Looking very good. Just adding a few splashes of that blue in there just to sort of finish it off. Then we've got the rubber bushings. One on this side and one on this side. In you go. Also, we've got the front drive axle, which we've done in black. Mostly because it clips through the oil pan. And that is also a black. I'll tell you that one now. The front drive axle that comes out to the centre. That's in a black as well. Let's crack on and get the rest of this knuckled stuff done. The knuckle cover is in the body coloured grey. I said there is a lot of it. Then we got a black front wheel hub. In you go. Let's get the bearing in. The brake disc on. And then that front drive axle, which is also in a black on there. Looking at quite good. Brake pad on you go. And then the brake caliper today. I was tempted with the blue, but they're not. They are just in a gloss black on there. Finishing it off. Looking quite nice. Just the tiniest splash of blue down there. But it looks good nonetheless. Let's get down the back and get this all in as well. The main rear drive axle in that body match grey. With the knuckle also in the body match grey. And the leaf spring also in the body match grey there as well. The rear shocks in a black. Same colour as the front shocks. And the leaf spring plate is also in a black with the two U-bolts just in a lovely little splash of that blue for down the back here. There we go. Let's get the rubber bushings in. One on this side. In you go. That was a big old bolt. And one on the other side. In you go there. Nicely done. Then we got the knuckle cover, which is in the body match grey. The solid rear drive axle, which is in a black. And that's pretty much it. No more blue or anything else on here. Just that black brake caliper ready to go. On you go. All finished off looking good. Let's jump up. Let's get the fuel tank done in a black. We do have an extra bit of blue in that fuel pump just for some good measure in there. Looking quite nice. I'm going to crack on and get the rest of the suspension all finished. Then we'll come back for this engine bay before we go and build the V8. Well, what do you think of this suspension then? Not like me at all, just grey and black with a tiny splash of the blue from the body just to finish it off, making it look quite smart. I'm very pleased with it. We've got the fuse box already in, just in a cheeky little black. But let's crack on and get the rest of this engine bay all sorted, starting with the battery. In you go there. Power steering reservoir, coolant reservoir, and our lovely stage 3 Type A ECU in there. Brake servo in you go. Wishy-washy reservoir in you go. Then we got the ABS pump, which is in the blue, looking very nice with the module just in a black on top of it there. Very, very good. In you go. Then we've got the air filter, which we've just done in a black today. Let's just get it all in. We do have some lovely blue clips just to really finish it off. On you go there. Looking quite nice. Let's get all of them in. In you go. And in you go there for the last one. That's it for the front. We do have an extra piece up here, though. I could almost get to it. There we go. The radiator itself is in a body match grey, looking quite nice. Then we've got the fan housing kit in a black with some beautiful chrome blue fans just to really finish that off. I think that's looking very good. If we step away, can't really see much of the blue in the front there, which is a bit of a shame. You just about see the clips from certain angles. There we go. And a little bit of that blue on the module. It's very dark, though. But if we go around the back, I love that. With just the blue fans just showing through. Still showing the silver of the radiator through there. Looking very, very good. Pleased with that. But let's go and build this beautiful CGM engine. Absolutely love this one. We've got the block in black, the oil pan in black, and both engine heads just in a lovely blue. Very metallic-y on the outside. Just how we like it. But let's crack on. This side is already done. All of the spark plugs in, all the rocker arms and rocker covers. Rocker arms, what are they called? Valve push rods and the rocker arms are in there ready to go. So we've got to finish this side up. It is nice and simple. There is 8 valve push rods for each side, 8 rocker arms for each side, so 16 of each of them in total, and 4 spark plugs for each side. So 8 of them in total. I'm going to crack on and get the rest of these all in, and I'll see you in a second. There we go. That's all the innards all in, ready to go. We'll come back to the engine heads covers in just a moment. But let's get this cam gear on down here. Lovely timing chain. And then we've got the timing cover, which is in a body match grey on there. Looking very, very good. In you go. We've also got the little arm on the side, which is also in that body match grey. The water pump, which is absolutely massive. And I did initially do this in blue, but it was way too much because it is a ginormous piece. So we just swapped it back to that body match grey on there. Water pumps in the black. On you go. Same with the crankshaft pulley and all the idle rollers. 2 at the moment. 1 there, 1 just over there. If I could click on it, there we go. Power steering pumps also just in a cheeky black, along with the alternator just up here. There we go. All bolted up. Now we can get onto these belts, which are just blacked out belts. 1 there, 1 there, and then we've got the last idle roller just in there to finish it off. There we go. Let's move around then. So we've got the oil filter, which is in a blue, but obviously you just get the blue rim, and it's a bit like purpley, I guess, under there. Yeah, it is very purple under there, but it looks quite dark and quite black from the edge. Fuel filter, that is in just a cheeky little black up there, and then let's crack on with the engine head covers, which are in a body match grey again. Looking very nice. Just keeping that theme going. Didn't want too much blue, although there is still quite a bit of blue. The ignition coils, they are just in a beautiful gloss black on there. On you go. And let's get the rest of these all in. And then we can swing around to the other side and get that all up to the same place. Don't worry, I won't make you watch it. Let's save some time. I'll just get this bit in. There we go. The other side all matched up. Let's jump into the center. Get this intake manifold in a beautiful, beautiful blue on there. I love the little purple tints you get when the light reflects off it. I think it looks absolutely stunning. It isn't quite the same blue as the engine heads. It's very, very close, but not quite an exact match, which is a bit of a shame, but as close as I could get it. Then we've got 2 black fuel rails just in here. The throttle is also in a black on there. On you go. And then we've just got the exhausts to go, which are also black. Looking very, very good. And the rest of the exhaust is all going to be in a black as well. Very pleased with this one. Again, very little of the blue splashed into this one, and mostly that grey and black, just with a tiny bit. I say a tiny bit. It looks quite a bit because it's like the main 3 pieces at the top there, but still looking very good nonetheless. But now, let's get it dropped into our beautiful Prerunner. Out we go, and see if we can even see this, because it does sit very low in that engine bay. Away with the crane. Just about see it on the top there, but let's jump into photo mode just so we can get up in the air and have a look down on it a little bit. That's looking a bit better. The greys do look a little bit dark, which is a bit of a shame, but they are very closely matched to that body. But it's looking very good nonetheless. But let's crack on. Let's get it up in the air because we've still got the gearbox, drive shaft, and those bits of exhaust to go in. So let's get underneath, go up to here, which is actually on the exhaust. We don't want the exhaust, we want the gearbox. In you go, which we've kept in the gloss black, matching in with that engine block. The starter just down here, if I could get to it, is just in a little metallic blue, just to add a splash more of that. And then obviously we've got these beautiful exhaust pieces all in the black. One of my favorite setups. I use this exact setup quite a lot. I just like how it looks. I think it's fantastic, so I'm pleased with that. Then we've got the drive shaft also in a black on there. Let's get you all bolted up and ready to go. And then before we step out to take a look, underneath here it's very black. In fact, through the center it is very, very black. But at the front there, you've got a few splashes of other colors. And then as we go out to the side there, the exhaust just poking out, looking good. And then down the back into that rear drive axle, all body colored, all looking very, very nice down there. Let's get you back down though. Take a quick look inside that engine bay. Still looking lovely. I just wish it was a bit higher up. It's very, very low down, but I get it. I totally get it. I'll get all the liquids topped up, these beautiful windows tinted. Then we'll get the wheels done and get this car outside in the sun. Well, there she is, all finished with the GMC Prerunner, the new mod coming soon to the Steam Workshop by Payne. Again, so no link in the description below for you to grab this one yourself again, because it isn't quite there at the moment. But this has been absolutely amazing. I love the look of this Prerunner. It is fantastic. Let's just quickly talk about these rims, though. I went for the rim lots from the in-game base game car on there, looking good, with a lovely blue on this rim to match in with the mirrors and a few little blue splashes just about here and there that you can see. Black brake calipers that you really cannot see through them rims, but there we go. These are exactly the same as what came on them. They're an 18-inch rim with a 275 width, a 65 profile, and also ET of 60 on there for the fronts. The backs are exactly the same. That is 18-inch, 275 width, a 65 profile, and an ET of 60, just to bring them out to line them up to the edge of the vehicle. Is absolutely fantastic. Love the little splash of blue on the fans just up there. And if we just open the hood and have a quick look in, just a few little splashes of blue on that engine. Nothing too over the top this time. But I really do love this one. I'm hoping it's going to be epic on the gravel track. Almost a drag strip then. It's going on the gravel track. Definitely not on the drag strip. We got a little bits of blue on the interior there, but nothing special. And the steering wheel blacked out just to try and blend it in with the seats a little bit. This one's got the CGM engine, so let's get it started. Nice grumble on there. Do like that tick over. Just very mean sounding. Let's give it some gas. Maybe a tiny little bit of the RPM mod on this one from Payne, but that is sounding mean at the top end. Again, I hope it's going to be good on the gravel track. So let's get it into the dyno, see what this one's horsepower is, and what its drag rating will be. The GMC S15 Prerunner on the dyno with 455 factory horsepower from that V8 CGM. We added loads of performance parts today, so how much have we tuned this beast up to? A gain of 372 horsepower, only 82%, which, you know, I like it when it's a whole new engine or above, but we'll take 82%, not too bad at all. Does bring us up to 826 horsepower from this tuned CGM V8, with the drag rating relatively low, but still in the A-class, but only 480. So I don't think this would do that well on the drag strip, but let's be honest, this beast was not built for the drag strip. This absolute monster is a full-bred off-roader ready to hit up the gravel track. Looking absolutely fantastic. But let's check out the gearbox tuning setup. I've gone for a 3.6 ratio, 360 all the way around. Just accidental, that wasn't planned or anything. 70 kilometers an hour in first gear. I apologize. Up to 316 kilometers an hour in sixth gear. Not that I think we'll ever quite reach sixth gear in this off-roady style build, but we shall see when we get it onto the gravel track in just a minute. ECU is fully tuned. I do have a new short that is out showing you how to very easily tune this to a max of 16% every time without fail. Obviously no carburetors, so let's get this beast onto the gravel track and see if we can beat that Subaru. Well, here we are with the GMC Prerunner on the gravel track, ready to try and tear this place up. Well, maybe not tear it up, maybe drive quite smartly around the track and get a better time than that Subaru Impreza, which managed the standing lap in 1:46.293 and the flying lap in 1:42.242. That's our goal today, is to try and beat both of them, or at least one, if we possibly can. You know the drill by now. We're going to do a standing lap, then a flying lap. I'll only show you bits of the standing lap that are funny or mistakes that I make, and then we'll see the whole flying lap and see how we do. So let's get going. Let's get this one started. Come on, little GMC, off the line, and let's get going. Let's head up this bit into the first corner. Let's get over this jump. Oh, I'm going to hit the tree. No, we're not going to hit the tree. That was probably the best jump I've ever actually filmed. So I'm going to include that regardless. I say I only include the funny stuff or mistakes. But when you get a perfect jump, you've got to include it. Let's get around this corner to the right. There we go. We're going back to the left. Where's my marker? Not that one. It's the next one. Oh, nearly pulled that one too wide. But there we go. Across the line. And we had a 1:42.218 from the standing lap. This, realistically, as long as we get a good lap round this time, is already going to be top of the speederboard, because the standing lap doesn't necessarily count, just a show of what it can do. So let's hope I get a good lap going all the way around for this second lap, our flying lap, as we make it round the sharp left of there. Doing all right, not too bad. I just want to not mess up on this jump here. Let's get over it, down the other side. There we go. That was pretty good as well. Almost as good as the first lap there. Anyway, back around to the right. A little bit of hard acceleration there. Slam on some brakes just to give us a little bit of slide around this corner. Doing all right. Then we're into the left-hand slide. Oh, slide? Left-hand side, I meant to say. But I'll take a little slide there. Quite cushy. Into the foresty, wiggly section. Let's get you going up around all the way to the right. And then we almost immediately have got to nip back down to the left as we then pull in to the narrow section where you don't want to hit the sides and flip your Jeep, especially in an off-roader like this with the big jacked up wheels. You'll definitely flip it if you catch them banks just there. Anyway, get it round. Now we are into the full forest section. I've got to try and watch out for my markers here, which I've completely missed in that first corner, but we managed to get around nonetheless, so not too bad. Now we're into the first right-hand side. And then where's the marker for this left-hand turn? I don't want to miss it. Oh my God, I almost missed it. Then I crashed into a tree. I've just completely ruined this truck's almost perfect lap, and I feel really bad. So much so that I'm almost tempted to go and start a new one, but it all depends on whether we'll get this across the line in under 1:42.242, 1:42.033. We managed to beat our standing lap, and we managed to beat the Subaru Impreza's flying lap, but only just. Even after I hit that tree, that was absolutely terrible. So there we go. Our standing lap was a 1:42.218, which is incredible. Our flying lap was a 1:42.033. Still pitting it top of the new gravel time lap board, whatever we want to call that, when we eventually get a good name for that one. This one is going to go at the top, just about knocking off that Subaru that had a 1:42.242. The GMC Prerunner sitting at the top of the gravel track lap time board. Absolutely fantastic. I definitely could have done a lot better if I didn't crash into that tree. Let's be honest. We got a 1:42.218 in the standing lap, which was faster than the Subaru Impreza's flying lap. So this GMC Prerunner is a very, very good 1:42.033 for the flying lap. Again, because I crashed into a tree. It is my own fault. If we hadn't have hit that tree, I reckon we may have been on course for under a 1:40. I think that would have been pretty epic. But there we go. The gravel track is now full. 5 vehicles on there. Looking pretty good. The Prerunner pricked it in the centre. First, second, third. That Defender just pulling up the rear at 1:48.141. We need some more cars for the racetrack lap times. Let me know some things you'd like to see us build and test around that racetrack. And as we're almost at 40,000 scrap, very, very soon we'll be doing a full 3-star build. So it'll be up to you whether we do an off-road 3-star build, a racetrack 3-star build, or, if I get in there, a drag strip 3-star build. Do let me know in the comments below what you would like to see us 3-star and which track you'd like to see it hitting up for the next episode. Or not the next episode, but a very soon to be coming episode. So do let me know what you guys think in the comments. But let's go back outside, say goodbye to our beautiful Prerunner. Well, there we have it then. The stunning looking GMC Prerunner. Absolutely beautiful. I have definitely really enjoyed building this absolute beast today. Few subtle little blue accents, but mostly finished in that body coloured silver. It is beautiful. Even a lot of the suspension was in that same silver. Absolutely love it. It is beautiful. It will be coming to the workshop very soon, so you'll be able to play and build this one up for yourself and have a lot of fun with it. Whether you hit up the gravel track or not, that is entirely up to you. But let's talk some facts and figures about this one. I bought it for 14,113 and could have sold it and made a little bit of profit at the beginning of 807. That doesn't happen very often, but it did happen here today. Then we spent 55,821 upgrading, modifying, tuning and painting this beautiful Prerunner to how you see it in front of you today, looking absolutely stunning. But our total spend at 69,934. But the real question is, will we be able to make some money from this beautiful truck? Let's jump in and take a look. Well, there it is, all 100% finished. Still with 261,000 kilometers on there, even after we did there was a lot more than 2 full laps of that gravel track there. Engine ramped up to 826 horsepower from a starting of 455. A gain of 82% power, and we didn't even swap in the supercharged engine, so it could have had a lot more than it did. But the real question is, can we make some money? Our total spend was 69,934. With a sale of 78,624. Definitely room for a little bit of profit. Only 8,690. But even if we were down at the beginning, we still would have been in some profit. So I'll take that 8,690. This car is absolutely fantastic. If you're watching Payne, beautiful job. I really do love this truck. It is insane, and I can't wait to get back and build one of the pickup trucks. When I build one of the pickups, what do you want to see at the racetrack? Do you want to see it on the gravel track, or do you want to see it on the drag strip? Do let me know in the comments below for when we get to that one. But it's time to say goodbye to this beautiful truck. I don't know what I'm doing here, pressing all the wrong buttons. So let's get that one sold. Off you go. I definitely really enjoyed that one. But what have we got up next? We have got another Nissan Skyline. Now, I have built the Nissan Skyliner once before, but I didn't do the full wider body Liberty Walk kit. I just did a basic standard one. So now we're going to do the Nissan GTR Liberty Walk. This one's going to be a lot of fun, and it will definitely be hitting the racetrack, unless you want me to do it on the drag strip. Let me know in the comments below. But as far as it stands at the moment, it's going to be going onto the racetrack. Did I get a good deal on this one? I did, and I bought it for 105,540. But I could sell it right now for 114,282, making a massive 8,742 profit. That is blown my mind. I've completely lost it. I don't know what to do here right now, but there we go. The engine in this one is the V6 double overhead cam VR38 DETT with 611 factory horsepower. So by the time we tune this one up, get it going on the track, that's going to be pretty insane. I don't even know if I'll be able to handle it on the track, but we will definitely find out in the next episode. So make sure you join us back here on Monday for the beautiful Liberty Walk Nissan Skyline. While you're here, though, head into the comments. Let me know what you think of today's beautiful GMC Prerunner. Lovely truck round the gravel track. Absolutely fantastic. We are nearly at 40,000 scraps, so let me know what you'd like to see 3-starred and what track you'd like to see it on in the comments below. Do hope you did enjoy today's video. Leave a cheeky like if you did. Smash that subscribe button if you aren't already, and share this video or my channel with your friends if you think they'll enjoy it. Hope you have a fantastic day, whatever you get up to. Have an amazing weekend. Hopefully the weather is beautiful for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.